everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show today, we got a very great guest, and he's an actor, and he does films, TV, and theater, and he's in a couple of series. One's called the Expanse, and another one is the show starring Neil Patrick Harris and Tisha Campbell called Uncoupled. And I'm really looking forward to talking to him about both shows and about all his acting and theater. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Rume. And my interview with Jasai Chase Owens is coming up very soon. If I said your name wrong, I apologize, and I'll have you say it when you come on. This is my Grue Rume, and welcome to my nightmare. Welcome to Grue, and thanks so much for taking time out of your night and coming on the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Definitely, buddy. Definitely. The first thing I wanted to do, like, in case I usually like introduce the person before they come on, and I just want to make sure I didn't screw up your name. So just how do you say your first name? I'm hoping I got it right.
Jasai.
Okay, I might have said it a little bit wrong, but at least you said it right. So
How did you say it?
I think I said Josiah. I think
that's the regular. That's the one people go to all the time.
Okay.
But it's Jasai.
Okay, sweet. At least I know now how to say your name, and everything's good.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. So the first I wanted to ask you is probably a question you always get asked, but it's usually what I like to start out with is like, what drew you to want to get involved with acting?
Well, I mean, it's interesting because it was a bit by accident that I kind of got into it, but then when I look back, I really don't see me doing anything else. Like as a kid, like my first word was play. So
really?
Yeah, so it was like ball, but that meant play for me. And so when I look back, I'm like, this is what I was going to be doing anyway. But essentially, I was in middle school and a bunch of my friends auditioned for this community theater that was down in the East Village, and that like some of their older siblings had done. And it's this amazing place called Downtown Art. And I just went with them to the audition because I had nothing to do that day after school. I wanted to hang out with my friends. And I got into the theater group and I loved it. So I just kept doing it and decided this is what I want to do. Very quickly, I decided this is what I wanted to do.
Ah, sweet. Because I saw you did a lot of plays, and I was wondering, like, is there any certain play you had the most fun with? Was there one that stood out to you?
Wow, that's a really hard one. I'll talk about the most recent one because I had a lot of fun doing that. It's called Sanctuary City.
Yeah.
It's at New York Theater Workshop, written by Martina Mayock, and it was just a blast. It's a 3-person show, and it's just so much fun. I would talk more about it, but it's a much longer conversation as to like why it was a great process. But everyone involved was wonderful, working with such a high caliber of artists, both the cast, crew, director Rebecca Frecknell, writers. It was great.
Nice, great, nice. And and how's the road been so far? Like your acting road from going to plays to television shows, and
it's been interesting. I mean, it's hard to sort of plot it out because I just like taking what comes as it comes. So there was never a real, I have dreams, ambitions, and things of that nature, but it hasn't been linear. It hasn't been a linear, things haven't been, it's been up, down, but I've always just been really blessed to be in rooms with really great people. And that's what the collaboration has always been quite wonderful for me. And that's sort of, yeah, that's been the through line, is being in really great rooms. But other than that, it's not linear at all.
Okay. And what was like your very first role you had outside of doing plays and theater?
So my first role on television,
Yeah.
my first role, well, technically the first film I ever did was this movie called Coach.
Coach?
And,
Okay.
yeah, it was this sort of like a Mighty Ducks-ish type, kid like soccer movie type thing. This sort of guy who doesn't know what to do with his life ends up coaching a soccer team and gets inspired by the kids, yada, yada, yada. And that was also kind of by accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A friend of mine, her mom was a casting director, put out like a mass casting call at our school. I just, again, went with everybody else and ended up getting it. Yeah. So that was the first thing, but that was when I was much younger. And
okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize, that was when I was beginning to realize, oh, this is what I want to do. And it's that one that made me realize, oh, they'll actually pay me to do this. This is wild. Let me do it.
Okay. And how was it like being on the show Deuce, I think, right? Wasn't it Deuce?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Deuce. That was my first job coming out of school on television. Wow. Yeah, that was the first job coming out of school. And again, I was really lucky to be there. I think I was there on like a really early day in the week, so everyone's energy was like real up.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just a small little part, but I had fun. Lawrence Gilliard, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I'm so sorry. Plays the detective on that show. And he was very welcoming to me. We had our scene together. And that was a nice introduction into something I didn't have any expectations of. I didn't know what to expect walking onto that set. And he was very welcoming.
Nice. And I was like looking, I was reading on the line, when you start filming the television series, the Expanse,
Mm-hmm.
I read you were also doing something else too, and you were flying back and forth between New York and Canada. That must have been crazy, like going back and forth between two different things.
Yeah, that's actually when I started rehearsal for Sanctuary City. So I was rehearsing a play in New York. I was finishing up the 5th season of The Expanse, and there was a bit of an overlap for when rehearsal started.
Okay.
And so for about a week and change, I was going back and forth. I went back and forth only a couple times, but yeah, that was a marathon, but it was fun. I kind of always wanted to do that and know what that's like. And it's just doable. You just have to have a lot of coffee.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
But it wasn't so bad because we were wrapping up The Expanse. So it wasn't like I was working like full weeks there. Okay. And then like coming off a full week going to rehearsal. I was lucky enough by that time to have some shorter days. So there was more leeway. Yeah. So that's why I think it was easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go to Canada to see it. What was it cool filming there?
Yeah, it was great. They have a studio over there, and it was in Toronto.
Oh, nice.
It was like just at the beginning of Canada. Not even too far from New York. It's like 50 minutes. It takes longer to get from like Manhattan to Brooklyn than it does to get to Toronto. It's wild. But yeah, Toronto's a cool city. Has really good food.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it has really good food.
Oh, wow.
I was not ready for the caliber of food in Toronto. I really wasn't. So that was like shooting out there it was fun. The second time I was out there, which was the 60s, and we shot during the pandemic. So that was a little harder because Toronto was completely locked down. This was like before, we were there before the rollout of like vaccines and when everybody was still like coming out of lockdown. So that had its own challenges, being away from home and being in a city that there was nothing going on. But, you know, given I was there to be shooting a really fun TV show, there's not much to complain about.
Yes.
So, but two very different experiences, being in a city shooting when it's open and then when it's shut down.
Yeah, it's crazy now. Like, I mean, thinking back, like, I'm still shocked that we went through something like that. Like, it's something you always watched as a kid. Like, you would watch sci-fi films and you'd be like, oh wow, the whole world is shut down. Luckily it only happens in film and it happened in real life, and you're like, what the hell? Like, really?
Yeah.
I know, that was crazy to think back at it, and you know that you actually lived through something like that. Like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. You know, as it kind of peters out, there's yeah, it is always, when it was like around 2020 when it first happened, when everything first shut down. So it's like, I wonder what this textbook page is gonna look like. It's just gonna be like 2020 is just gonna, I don't even know what they're gonna do in the textbook for that chapter.
I know, right?
A little nuts. Yeah.
When you were shooting the show, the Expanse, like how was like playing Philip? Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah. Playing Philip was a bunch of fun. I feel like I've been saying that a lot. But fun. That's why I do it, because it's fun. There's no other reason to do this.
Of course.
Of
course.
But yeah, I really enjoy playing Philip because the arc that he's given from beginning to end of his journey, and he's a character who's in constant conflict all the time. And, you know, he's dealing with a conflict between his parents, and then that's the internal struggle with him. And it goes from being this very specific family dynamic on one level, and then on another level, because of his family dynamic, the effects of that are playing out across the entire world, the entire galaxy.
Yeah.
Which is a really interesting way to look at it, because what I liked about that part of the show with Philip, Naomi, and Marco is, I think the family relationship is very relatable to a lot of people.
Oh, definitely.
But then it's set in this larger conflict. So the stakes of it are raised. And the trauma that Philip has gone through is exacerbated on such it's a galactic scale of, war and things like that, which I think is a little less relatable to everyday people, perhaps. Yeah.
So like you're saying, like playing someone like Philip, it's a lot of emotions. So how do you get into a headspace to play someone like him?
I was very lucky to have a really good cast around me. Dominique and Keon, who I do the primary amount of my work with, are both really generous in their acting and playful. And so when you have that, it becomes very easy to go to the levels that you need to go to, because everything feels quite present and in the moment. And I go into it, you do all the work you need to do, but really all that matters is what happens on the day. You could do a bunch of work and it just not be be clicking on the day for some reason, a myriad of reason, and that's what's gonna be put forth. Or you do all this, or you do no work and it just clicks. So I think it really comes down to what happens on the day. And like I said, Keon and Don make it so easy. Yeah.
Okay. And was there any certain scene from the show you like filming the most?
That I like filming the most? It was really fun to be on wires. It was
okay.
Like that was just fun, because you walk onto this set and it's some of the stuff is practical, and they built all these ships, and it's like being on a playground, and then to just be lifted up in wires, I felt like a 7-year-old half the time. I don't know what else I could ask for in those moments. And then there were some really nice moments, like I think in the 6th season, I really liked filming stuff with Philip outside of the ship and sort of more in his personal life with some of his friends. And because that was something that up until that point, the audience hadn't seen and I hadn't seen yet. So that was fun to go into and shoot, because it was so different from what had been done before.
Okay. That must be fun though, to be up on the wires and stuff and looking down. And I saw like a lot of behind the scenes stuff, like different movies and different shows, and that always did look fun.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I wasn't up there too long, so
Okay.
It didn't get too uncomfortable. I know it can get very uncomfortable.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't up there for long enough for it to be uncomfortable. So I had a wonderful time.
Nice. There you go. And I just start watching the newest show that you're part of with Tisha Campbell and neilpatrickharris, Uncoupled, and it's a really good show. I was just I was like, oh, let me get this show a try, and I watched the first episode and I was hooked. Like it's a really good show. And so how did you wind up getting the role of Kai for the show?
Yeah, it's funny coming off of Sanctuary City. That role came up. I went in. It shot later that week. Came in. I did it. I mean, you have Neil Patrick Harris, and then I looked down and saw. I think I asked who was playing my mother or something. Tisha Campbell, and I mean the myth, the legend. Like, I was, wow. It was just fun, and she's wonderful. Talking to her dropping some wisdom here and there. She's a great person to listen to.
Nice.
I
mean, I loved her on Martin. Like,
yeah.
It was like, oh my God. When I saw she was going to be part of this show and she was going to have one of the main roles, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I have to watch this. I loved her on Martin.
Yeah, she's wonderful and is just such a diligent and hard worker. Like, just constantly moving and hustling, and I admire that. She doesn't stop, and she's been in the game for a long time, and you just get the feeling that at no point has she let up, and that's so cool to see, and to see it in person.
Sweet. When I was like I said, I like binge watched the show probably in like 2 or 3 days, and one of the funniest scenes I was cracking up laughing is when Kai and her are sitting in bed watching the television, and she's like, "You're the other guy. Get out. You have to move out." I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, that was a fun scene to shoot. There were takes of that scene where the process of getting out the bed got pretty wild. Just like falling out of the bed, like it. I don't remember what. It's been a couple of weeks since I watched it, but I I'm trying to remember what they used, but that was a fun one. That was a fun little day. Yeah, it's a fun show, and everyone involved. Great. I was laughing at the table reads that we did.
Nice.
But if you're laughing then, pretty good chance you're gonna laugh later.
Definitely, yes. and yeah, like I'm thinking of that scene. I was hysterical, like. And did you also get to interact with Neil too?
A bit. The only time that we were on set together was a big party scene in the first episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where we have that little exchange there. But other than that, it's mainly just me and Tisha.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because Kai in that story for that season is there for Tisha.
Yeah.
For his mom, and it's and I think that it fills her out a little bit and allows her to have something. I don't really know how to say this. I completely lost that train of thought.
It's all right.
That one up. Yeah. Wow. I lost that thought real quick. But essentially, I saw Neil, and then it was mostly just me and Tisha going at it.
Okay, nice.
But he's present. I mean, he's at the table reads when I was there, and super nice guy, very focused on what he's there to do.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he's like the main character for the show, so I'm sure he's always like there and always watching different scenes. Yeah,
he's a great dude.
Nice. And was there any funny or cool behind the scenes stories that happened while you were filming on set?
That one?
Oh, the one with the bed, right?
Yeah, the bed, just kind of playing around in that bed. I mean, it's this funny thing. Whenever I've eaten on screen multiple times, right? And I always forget when I start that I'm going to be doing it for a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's something about ice cream that I never get sick of. So the amount of ice cream that I ate, I just don't get sick of ice cream. I can just keep eating it. So I ate a lot of ice cream. A lot. Yeah.
Well, what's your go to flavor for ice cream?
Man, that depends on brand. It depends on, but off the rip, probably cookies and cream. If a ice cream has a good cookies and cream, if an ice cream spot has a good cookies and cream, then I trust you with my life.
Okay, that's a really good choice.
How about you? You have a favorite ice cream flavor?
Yeah, my favorite is rare because there's some places that carry it, but most places don't. It's rum raisin. Did you ever have that?
Hell yeah. Yes.
I love that, but not a lot of places carry that.
You got to get some fresh. You ever find yourself in a place where they're making fresh ice cream?
Oh my God, yes.
Fresh raisin is the best.
Really?
It's the best ice cream in the world.
Oh my God. I have to look up, see what places are close in Philly.
You gotta Philly. I love Philly.
Oh yeah, you've been to Philly?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's a really cool thing.
I mean, of course, Philly's known for the cheesesteak. So when you were here, where did you go for the cheesesteak?
I didn't have a cheesesteak.
Okay.
I have a cheesesteak. I think I went to Philly when I was much younger and had a cheesesteak. But the last couple of times I went, I have not had a cheesesteak. And it's because I've been running in and out. But I don't know why I didn't get one. I should have probably made the time to get one, but I didn't. I failed.
Okay. Well, next time you come to Philly, I'll show you which is the best spot to go for a cheesesteak.
Yeah, you gotta let me know. You gotta let me know.
Definitely, man, definitely. And then you could tell me where to get fresh rum raisin too.
I don't know, but I've had it, and it is. Let me. There we go.
There you go. You're good. Damn, you know now I'm really gonna look up like where anywhere close to Philly that makes fresh ice cream, because I definitely want to try fresh rum raisin now. Like you're really putting me on to that.
You got to.
Nice. And what do you like doing during your free time when you're not auditioning for films? And
I like to stay moving. You know, I bike around the city, do yoga, play basketball, especially during the summer.
Yeah.
I just got to be outside.
Okay.
You know, stuff. Yeah, those are my joys outside of, acting, and I'd love to dance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You got to move the body. Yeah.
Awesome.
So all that stuff. Mm-hmm.
So you like hitting up the clubs?
No, I'll go to like a dance class. I mean,
oh, okay.
Either way, listen. I'll hit up a club. I'll break it down.
There you go.
No, but yeah, I just try to stay moving. It helps me think personally. Like if I sit still too long, I get cabin fever real quick.
Oh, definitely. I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't be in one place for too long. Do you like going to the beach and camping and all that stuff too, since you like being outdoors?
I don't like camping. I like hiking.
Okay, yeah.
I love the beach.
Nice.
And I love the beach. Yeah. Water, the ocean.
It's the best.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's the best.
Truly. Yeah.
And what kind of sports do you like watching on television? You say you play ball, basketball. Is that like your favorite sport to watch on television?
Yeah, definitely. I grew up playing basketball, so I kind of stopped playing basketball and I started acting.
Okay.
And so I kind of switched the two out, but I still played like pickup and stuff. So I love basketball. I think soccer is the greatest sport in the world.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Just because it's what it does for the entire world.
Yeah.
But I think basketball as a game is pretty great. The way it's constructed, I think it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of defining moments in it. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, same. Like I love going to the games. I mean, besides watching on television, I like going to see the games live, because when you see a sports game live, no matter what it is, football, basketball, hockey, like when you see it live, it does something. Like it doesn't have the same feeling as watching it on television.
No, I mean I think that goes for any live event, whether it's a sporting event or a concert.
Yeah.
And that's why I love theater, because it has that energy to it. Basketball players, they perform. They have to perform on a day. They get up, they do whatever they got to do during the day to get ready for their game, and they go. And it's the same thing in theater. You get ready, you go. And on a set as well. But that live aspect is there's something untangible about it. Tangible. It's really fun.
Like that must, I mean, when you're on set, like going over like whether it be like a film or a movie, I mean a movie or TV series, if you screw up a line, like you can always do it over. But when you're live on stage for theater, like you can't really mess up lines, right?
No, I mean, there's always the possibility that it can happen, but you've also been in rehearsal for X amount of time with these people,
Okay.
which is it just has a completely different process to it. They're both storytelling, but completely different mediums, because they're, like, for example, like with the Expanse, we did pretty like consistent table reads of each episode.
Nice.
And with the directors present, and it was really for the cast, and we rehearsed on the show. And that was the most that something has felt like theater on a set.
Okay.
Which was really interesting. The rehearsal process is different, but it's just a different process.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you a video game guy at all? Like, or do you like playing video games?
I dabble.
All right, okay.
Sure. Are you a video game guy?
Yeah.
What game are you playing right now?
I still don't have a PlayStation 5 yet, unfortunately, but I'm still doing my PlayStation 4. So what game am I currently doing now? Oh my God, I'm blanking. I finally got around to playing last of Us 2.
Mm.
And the first game was amazing, but the second one, I feel like it fell short. Like I don't know why. Like the first game was like from start to finish, it drew you in and made you cry, and it made you get jumped from the zombies and all that stuff. But like this second one, I think it fell a little short. I wasn't as much of a fan of the second one as I was of the first one.
Yeah, I've only played the first one. I agree with you with the first one. I think the storytelling in that game is
it's amazing
for a video game. Like I haven't played the second one though.
Okay. I mean, you might like it and think it's just as good as the first one. I don't know. But I mean, but I don't know. I didn't feel.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see if I get around to it.
Okay. What kind of music do you like? Like, what's on your playlist?
What's on my playlist? It changes. It goes through ebbs and flows. Right now, I have a lot of percussion stuff on my playlist.
Mm-hmm.
That's just because I've been biking around a lot. I like to have my speaker on.
Okay.
So just I have a lot of percussion, a lot of jazz right now, and like sort of funk, because that's just what I like biking to.
Oh, nice.
I feel like it's music that most people don't mind hearing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like,
exactly.
So I don't feel bad blasting it and coming into I just feel like most people enjoy that music. And if they don't know they enjoy it, they'll probably learn to enjoy it in that moment.
That's true. You're right.
So that's what's there now. But I grew up on a lot of, Motown, things like that. And then now hip hop, Kendrick. I'm really drawn to music that has good storytelling.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Kendrick is the best storyteller out there right now.
Yeah. And if you were with your friends doing karaoke, what would be your song?
A karaoke song? Oh my God. Probably I Want It That Way.
The Backstreet Boys?
Probably. Yeah. That's like a karaoke song.
Yeah, it's a good one.
If I had to choose one, yeah.
Okay. That would definitely get the crowd going.
Yeah, it needs to be communal.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we need to get everybody involved. That one.
Yeah, when that song comes on, like whether it's a karaoke or a regular club or what, like everyone starts singing along to that song.
It's so catchy.
It
It's
is.
so catchy.
And, is there any app you like the most? Like, are you more of a TikToker, Instagram, Snapchat? Like, is there a app you like using the most?
Wow. I mean, the app that I use the most is Instagram.
Okay.
And when I say the, I mean like the only. Yeah, it's the one that I use the most is Instagram. That's how I answer that question.
Okay, there you go. And is there anything coming up next for you? Like,
Yeah, I'm just about to wrap on this film right now that I'm shooting in New York, and so that's wrapping up. And then I took the summer to just travel.
oh,
And
sweet.
that's been really nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. And I was gonna ask, where can fans find you at? But you say you only do the the Instagram, so that's probably the only place for the fans to interact, right?
Yeah, probably Instagram. I will say I'm more likely to have a conversation with someone. This might be dangerous to say. I'm more likely to have a conversation with someone if I meet them on the street than on Instagram. Don't come looking for me on this.
I know, that's what I was gonna say.
But yeah, Instagram. When I'm there, that's the place.
Okay, there you go. You know, now if you see someone walking the street and they're looking for you, they'll be like, I heard you like talking to people when you're face to face at the.
I know, I really dug my own grave with that one. I think I'll be okay though. I have a feeling I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
There are a lot of people to look for in New York.
Yeah, true.
You know, there are a lot.
It's a very big place.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time out and doing this. It was really fun meeting you and talking to you.
You as well, man. Thanks for having me. It was a blast.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. And like I said, when you're in Philly, I'll show you the best place for cheesesteaks.
Yeah, I'm excited. To find out.
Okay, cool. We'll definitely have a great week and great night.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Have a good. Bye.
You too. Bye.